When it comes to improving production efficiency for increased weight gain in grower-finisher operations, producers choose Elanco's Skycis. Skycis is an ionophore that works in the pig's digestive system to improve feed utilization and increase energy availability. As a food animal-only antimicrobial, Skycis does not require a veterinary feed directive. Among the many benefits Skycis offers growing and finishing pigs, Skycis studies have shown to add 1.5% or 4.35% in ADG depending on feeding program. It has also shown an increase in live weight and improved feed to gain, resulting in increased carcass weight in extended feeding trials. This increased weight gain and feed efficiency improves profitability potential. To add these benefits to an operation, proper mixing and feeding according to label directions is necessary. Let's review proper mixing procedures. Skycis 100, a type A medicated article, should be thoroughly mixed with a non-medicated swine feed to reach the proper concentration for a type B medicated feed. To achieve a complete swine feed with the proper concentration of Skycis 100 in a type C medicated feed, prepare an intermediate pre-blend of premix prior to mixing in a complete feed. As with all medicated feeds, good manufacturing practices are required to produce diets containing the proper concentration of Skycis. There are 3 cautions when mixing and feeding Skycis: using proper rates to avoid active ingredient overdose, proper bin labeling and mixing to avoid toxicity to horses or turkeys, and proper communication with all parties to avoid use of thiamulin while feeding Narrowson. With proper mixing and open communication in the production channel, Skycis can be safely used. Let's start with proper mixing at the mill. Like all medicated feeds, you should ensure Skycis is properly ordered, received, and stored to avoid inadvertent blending or misidentification with other premixes. Some best practices can mitigate possible concerns. 1. Always confirm weights and contents upon receipt of product and ensure mixing directions have been reviewed with all mill employees. 2. Follow proper weighing and reconciliation practices at all times on all batches. If not at the end of each run, at the end of each shift, medicated ingredients should be reconciled against intended concentration levels and weights of remaining product on hand. 3. If adding ingredients via a microhopper, confirm scales are accurate prior to filling. It is recommended to only place the exact ingredient amount in the microhopper that is needed for the number of batches to be manufactured. 4. If adding by hand, pre-weigh the appropriate medicated ingredient amount for that specific batch size. 5. Always keep mixing tools, including scoops used with Skycis, separate from other premixes. Properly mark all bins containing Skycis to avoid bin routing confusion. Following these best practices, proper mixing and handling ensures the correct concentration of Skycis 100 is added to each batch of feed. Open communication across the production channels will also help ensure that all team members are aware of Skycis use. Training is available from your Elanco representative upon request. Similar to the mill, some best practices at the farm will ensure proper use of Skycis. Let's review a few recommendations. Production managers should be aware of the medications that diets and bins contain. The use of door tags and bin magnets can mitigate risk or confusion by team members. Request a Skycis user kit from your Elanco account manager to assist. Soluble thiamulin, such as Denagard LC, must not be used for 7 days prior to, during, or after pigs are fed a diet containing Skycis. A best practice is to remove the soluble thiamulin treatment completely from sites or require sign-out from veterinarians for use. For farms using Denagard LC soluble thiamulin, a more precise therapy option could be considered, such as adopting Pulmotil AC for respiratory challenges and Tylan soluble for enteric challenges. Talk with your Elanco representative for the best solutions for your challenges. Implementing these best practices and keeping an open line of communications leads to proper mixing and feeding. However, if you suspect an adverse event has occurred, the following are steps to address the concern and avoid further complications. First, assess the clinical signs. Signs of a possible adverse event include reduced feed intake, neurological signs such as muscle tremors, incoordination, slow rising or labored breathing, red or dark urine, and diarrhea. If clinical signs are present, immediately discontinue any water medications and contact your veterinarian. Contact the mill to confirm Skycis is included in the current feed batch and at what concentration level. Collect feed samples from feeders of affected pigs for assay and contact your Elanco representative. Adverse events are rare and avoidable when best practices are in place. For additional questions or best practices implementation training, contact your Elanco representative. Our team is here to support you when introducing, increasing the rate or feed duration of Skycis. When you're ready to increase feed efficiency and weight gain in your grower-finisher operation, you're ready for Skycis. Add to your profitability with Skycis. The label contains complete use information, including cautions and warnings. Always read, understand, and follow label use directions.